ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face, talking all Cleveland sports and, of course, food on our semi-famous Fat Boy Thursday. Here are your hosts, Fatty and Big Bry.
It helps if I add us to the stage. You know, I figured after how many years that we've done this, Bry, I would actually get that right. What are you drinking right now there, big fella?
Brew Kettle, White Raja.
Nice. Hey.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I got it. Well, let's be honest, because it's 6.8% alcohol. So I'm like, well, let's try that. I think it's an IPA. I'm not a huge IPA. Yep, IPA. Not a huge IPA guy, but it'll get you drunk.
Yeah. Craig is here with us tonight. What is going on, Craig?
What's up, Craig?
All right. We always start off our show by telling you what we're about, and we are about Hero Q and Lake Erie APA, also City Dogs Cleveland. Bry, what's going on, big fella? You had a good week?
So far, so good. Yeah, can't complain. It's been feeling like fall around here. So I think it's going to be turned on its head this weekend. Somebody said maybe 90 degrees.
90 on Monday.
Oh, jeez. Well, I remember Airifying one year, and it was like close to 90, and that's in October. So you just never know.
Hey,
Cleveland.
Airifying starts next week.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing it Monday and Tuesday, brother.
Interesting.
Well, he's trying to do it so it's drier out, so it gives plugs, everything else time to dry because of longer days still. So
sure,
that's kind of, and sure. I understand. So it's going to be a long couple of days on Monday and Tuesday. So we do, 57 this morning. Justin, it was 46 degrees this morning at work. I loved every minute of it. That is a fat boy hoodie weather, Bry.
I pulled out the hoodie last night. We went to my cousin and her family does a water skiing event. Like you put on a show every single week. It's really kind of cool. It's out in Norton. Free to go if anybody's looking for something to do in the summertime. I think this was one of the last ones. I went to this water skiing show yesterday and pulled out the Browns hoodie. First hoodie wear for, I don't know, it's been maybe 3-4 months.
Yeah, we had guys at work putting bibs on and everything. And hey,
bibs and 46?
Hey,
come on, man.
The poor Guatemalans.
Them. I understand that. Yeah, this is like this. They're probably looking for snow when it gets down to 46.
Hey, they were so excited that last year before they left, they finally did get to see snow. We had that one snowstorm, and they actually got to play in the snow a little bit. So for them, it was like, what is this? And they're loving every minute of it. They were taking videos and pictures. Oh,
yeah. Never seen it before in their life. I'm sure that's got to be really cool.
All right. Chris is here. All right. So we're going to make the announcement tonight, Bri. We got the randomizer here on the back. We are going to be doing the Illegal Ham to the Face fantasy football draft Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Now, Bri is Eric is here. Bri is going to send out the emails to everybody. I believe you want to send out most of them tonight, correct? Either tonight or tomorrow?
Yeah, I can try. I will. So we're still looking for one person, so we're waiting on somebody, but I think I can send it out to everybody else. So keep an eye on that. If not, give it a day or two till we can fill the league completely. And we got Craig, I got your email, so thank you for that. So you should be looking for that. Hopefully tonight, but definitely within the next couple days.
All right. So now the format, we already laid out the format. You have to, it's a PPR league. You have to start one rookie in your lineup. Those were the rules per El Champion, big man from last year. Those are the rules. Now, Bri, if there is not a rookie starter in the lineup, you forfeit that game. Okay?
Really?
That's how we're doing it.
Okay.
We're going to be strict with it. All right. So you have to have a rookie in the starting lineup of your fantasy league before we kick off or at 4 o'clock whenever you have it all set up. So if not, you forfeit that match. Okay. So that means we're nixing you out. Brian and I will keep track of everything. So if you do not have a starter in there, by the time kickoff happens, a rookie starter, see ya. You're done for that
All
game.
right. Okay.
That
You
way,
take the L.
Hey, that way that we could just, it's everybody knows it's free and clear, and that's it.
Sure. We'll remind. I mean, we'll remind you every step of the way to try to hammer it home, so everybody knows. Because that's a stiff penalty, and hey, it's big man's rules, so we can learn to play by them. But you better find a rookie in there somewhere. There's plenty of rookies.
Justin, it does not matter if he is on bye. A rookie has to be in the starting lineup. I don't care if he does not get points.
Oh.
All right.
So your rookie can be on a bye if he's in your lineup.
If he's in your
just take a
lineup,
0.
you just take the 0. Okay.
Okay.
You can have a rookie in there that doesn't get anything. Does not matter.
Oh, yeah.
A
That'll
rookie
happen.
has to be in your starting lineup. And what if the rookie gets benched? You can still start him. Yes, if the rookie gets benched, you still
sure.
have to have a rookie in your lineup. So those are the rules per big man. The rookie has to be in. Doesn't matter if he plays. Doesn't matter if he's third string. A rookie has to be in your lineup. So either A, you're going to get points from your rookie. B, you're taking no points from your rookie. Or C, you're losing because your rookie's not in.
Now, do we know if this extends to kickers? Can you have a rookie kicker?
Well, shit, it's a rookie. So I'm guessing it is. But I'm guessing it's fair game if it's a rookie.
Okay. Well, we'll get some clarity on that because, I mean, that might be a good way to go. I don't want to give away my draft strategy, but yeah, we'll double check with big man there if rookie kickers are allowed to count.
All right, we'll get him hammered home, and when that ruling does come out, we will message everybody via text message and get a hold of you to let you know what that ruling is. So, Bri, here we go, buddy. I have got the list randomizer here. Let me share the screen. Let me get this guy here. And yep. All right. So, Bri, we have the list randomizer here. Okay. So this is going to be our starting lineups. This is going to be for our draft picks. Now we have 12 in our league. I have them all here. And we will go full screen layout so everybody can see. I got to, scroll out too so that I can see. All right. So, Bri, we have Fatty. Let me scroll up. Oh, wrong screen. Let me scroll up. We have Fatty, Bri, Lauren, Mark, Justin, Harold, Chris, Joe Bear, Phillips, Craig, Big Man, and either a newbie or somebody. We got somebody in mind. We just got to make sure. So, those are the names right there, Bri. Now, what I need you to do, big fella, is I need you to give me a number between 1 and 10.
Let's go with your quarterback, number 4.
Number 4. So we're going to click the randomize here. So here is the first click. There is 1. Okay. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4, this is your picking order for the Illegal Ham to the Face Fantasy Football League. You ready?
Yeah,
And
let me write them down.
hold on. I got to click it. One more.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. So number 1. Ready, Big Bri?
Yep.
Joe Bear is number 1.
I feel like he was one last year. Congrats, Joe.
Big Man is number 2.
Nice.
Harold is number 3.
All right.
Craig is number 4.
All right.
Mark is number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Newbie is number 6.
Yep.
Fatty is number 7.
All right.
Big Bri is number 8.
Sweet.
Justin is number 9.
Okay.
Lauren is 10. Big Boy Phillips is number 11.
Uh-huh.
And bringing up the
Chris.
rear is Chris. So Chris
All
has
right.
got the number 12 pick. So there we go. Let me exit out of my big screen here so I can see what the heck I'm doing now. Maybe if it does go back, add in me and Bri. So those are the lineups.
Got it.
There we go. Mr. Running Justin, Chris, Mr. Running Up, bringing up the rear. Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
All right.
It'll be tough.
So those are your pecking orders. We will have the emails out Tuesday night at 8 p.m., Bri. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Draft is set up and ready to go. So Legal Ham Fantasy Football League is getting ready to go. God, I can't wait. Can't wait.
And we're just going to go back to the standard lineup. 2 running backs, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 quarterback, a flex, a tight end,
Defense
and kicker.
Defense and kicker.
Or are we doing away with kicker again?
We got to talk to Big Man.
Okay. All right. So to be determined.
To be determined.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right.
Justin asked if he can ride a bike for extra points for each week. I don't think so. That's not going to fly with us.
Try. You can submit it.
I mean, if you
We'll
take a
review
video, and send it to us, maybe. All right, Bryce. So let's start our show. Let's have some fun. You got any shout outs this week, brother?
I did mine. You go ahead.
All right. I really don't have any. I do have to shout out. Hey, got to shout out my wonderful children for starting school this week. That's why the show's headline is Back to School. By the way, not even a full 3 days in, and my wife got to meet the principal today. So bonus for us. And nurse at that. So principal and nurse.
Cover all the bases.
Less than 72 hours. They couldn't do it. Jesus, Brian. I couldn't even get a full
Drink
weekend
to
with
that.
them. Jeez. All right. So we want to do our trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland, Bri. And we do have a new puppy tonight that Beth has hooked us up with, but also I have to bring this up before we play the sounder. Bri, it's our favorite time of the year, especially for City Dogs Cleveland. The kennels are full, and it is $21 adoption weekend at City Dogs. 10 to 3 p.m. walk-ups welcome August 23rd through the 25th. So please go adopt a dog. Only $21 at City Dogs Cleveland. They have a whole bunch of dogs. The kennels are full. Help them out. Get some dogs adopted this weekend. Okay? Please help them out. Can't beat $21 adoptions, Bri. Can't beat it.
No way.
All right, let's get our trivia sounder, and then we will do our dog of the week. Our dog of the week this week, Bri, for City Dogs Cleveland, name is Jazzy. Look at that beautiful puppy. She is a 1-year-old, 35 pounds. She is the longest resident at City Dogs Cleveland right now.
No way. Get out of here.
Yes, she is.
How has she lasted so long?
I have
1
no
year
clue.
old?
1 year old. And
That's
she
a
is
great
still at City Dogs Cleveland, the longest resident they have. That's why we are trying to get her adopted. So she is a good car passenger and loves feeling the wind in her ears. She loves to sniff everything at the park. She is happy to keep moving, but also happy to hang out in a lap for some pets and affection before jumping on to the next adventure. She has been wonderfully polite to everyone she sees, and she loves making friends. She is a great little ambassador for City Dogs Cleveland. Don't forget to hit up a drive-through for a pup cup. Jazzy loves them all and will charm the baristas as you drive through. She is a pint-sized young lady who has been overlooked for way too long. She is currently one of our playgroup rock stars. She could very well enjoy a canine companion in her forever home, too. She is estimated to be around a year old and weigh 35 pounds. So please, if you can help out, go adopt Jazz. But if you cannot adopt, please donate, volunteer, anything that you could possibly do to help out City Dogs Cleveland, which is near and dear to our hearts. So please go help them out. Brian, what a beautiful puppy. I can't believe she's the longest resident.
Hard to believe, yeah. And also, if you can't donate or you can't give her a home, just share the link. Let your friends know. $21 adoption. Put the word out there that hey, they're if you're thinking about getting a puppy, there's no reason not to do it. You know, with those kind of low prices, there ain't no excuses left there. Just go get it done this weekend.
I put it out on all of our socials. So if you go to all of our socials at Ham Illegal, it is on our Instagram, TikTok, it is on our Facebook, everywhere else, Twitter, X, whatever you call it now. We have joined Threads. It was on Threads also. So please go share it out. Share them out. If you go adopt a dog this weekend for $21, tell them the Ham Boy sent you. They'll know who sent you. All right. And also, I know it's coming up. Browns games at home. 121 in the Dog Pound. Go check them out. They will be there. Donations, food bought from there, go to City Dogs Cleveland. So if you're going to a Browns game, go to section 121, the concession stand there, and they will hook you up, and it will help out a City Dog. So, Brian, what trivia do we have tonight?
Well, we're going back a little bit to a couple weeks ago when you and I had our quarterback rankings list. And I don't know if you saw recently, there were two significant quarterbacks who came up with their list of the top 5 quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady both gave their list of the top 5. I think Brady only gave 4. So at least the clip that I saw. And so Brady's 4 matched up with Peyton Manning's 4. So there was a consensus top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So give me the 4 quarterbacks that they agreed on is the best.
Well, this is pretty good because I didn't see that clip. So
Good.
All right.
Gettable. I think you can get it.
I mean,
close. And then for a bonus, I'll ask you Peyton Manning's 5th quarterback.
All right, so we can take Patrick Mahomes off the list for both of them, right?
Well,
so
sure,
I need 3.
right.
So I need 3. All right.
Yep.
All right. Since everybody's here, Bri, let's drop that Cleveland headlines bump and let's start talking some sports, brother. First up on your Cleveland headlines tonight for Legal Ham to the Face, Bri, Guards lost 2 in New York, and it wasn't pretty. They mustered up. They did get an extra inning win on 3 nights ago, whatever night that was. Tuesday night?
I think Tuesday. Yep.
Hey, kids are back at school. Shit's getting real over here, Bri. I'm sorry. So Tuesday night, extra innings, 12. They went 9-5, and then they lost the next 2, scoring 1 whopping run as Aaron Judge and Juan Soto just beat the shit out of the ball. Bri, are you concerned right now with us potentially losing the division because Kansas City and Minnesota are not going away? And we are, I think, going 3 games up right now. It's going to be a race all the way to the end. So are you kind of concerned with how this team is performing right now? Do they need some home cooking? Because they do have a 10-game homestand coming up, but they have some very good teams coming up. So are you concerned about that, Bri, or you think this is just kind of blipping the radar? Actually, the Twins are 2 games back right now.
2 games back, and do they play tonight?
That I do not know, but the Royals are also 2 games back, and we will have the Royals coming to Cleveland. So that's hey, why can't we just get a race here where the White Sox are 42 games back right now? They've won 31 freaking games this year, Bri. God,
And they've
damn.
kind of been hot as of late, I think. Ever
Well,
since Grady Sizemore took over, I think they
can't
kind
go
of
wrong
been
with Grady.
winning a little bit better than what they were. But yeah, I don't know how you're not concerned. I mean, I think you're lying to yourself if you say you're not concerned at this point. A 2-game lead, what once was, what, 7, 8, 9? Yeah,
It was
9-game
9.
lead. Yeah, but I mean, I hate to say it's to be expected, but when you play 162, stuff kind of evens out all at the end. It'll be a fun ride. September will be, we'll be living and dying with every game, every series. But yeah, you always knew with baseball, you're one bad weekend, you're one bad week away from, a 6-game lead getting cut down to 1.5 or something like that. And so the Guardians have seen that happen. The Brewers are a better team than maybe what a lot of people expected, me included. And then going to play the Yankees, and yeah, they can't learn their lesson to pitch around Aaron Judge. He just absolutely killed them. I think he had 4 home runs in 3 games, which is absurd.
So
and then
the crazy stat they have with Soto, he's only had like 9 hits, and all 9 hits have been home runs. Like, I mean, you got Judge
against the Guardians.
Well, no, just in general, like the last handful of games, all of his hits have been home runs. But like Judge has got 47 home runs now. Soto's right behind him with 30 some, and then you got Giancarlo Stanton with 22, and it's like murder's row right there with those 3.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what's going to be if you meet them in the playoffs. Hopefully, we are learning our lesson this series, and Garrett Cole has had our number for seems like a decade now, which has probably been 5 or 6 years. We just don't touch him. I mean, he's getting older. He's not quite as good as he used to be, but he still has our number. So if we match up with the Yankees in the playoffs, I would definitely be concerned. I know people want to be tough and hard and, stick their chest out and say, I don't care who we get. But I mean, history has shown from the last time we were in the playoffs, I think they knocked us out to, this series here. Not that it's anything to panic on, because clearly we're going through a down stretch over the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, to where it seems like it wasn't that long ago we were talking about how they have such a great record. If they can just play 500, they should win X amount of games, or they should win get it to the playoffs. And it's like, well, the Guardians are trying that, because I don't know if we're much better than 500 over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. It seems like we're up and down, and so I guess you'll have that with a young team, with a team that, let's be honest, nobody was expecting anything from us this year. We're not the Dodgers. We're not the Yankees. We're not this team with all these superstars to where eventually the talent's going to shake out. It's just, Kwan's come back down to earth quite a bit with his batting average. And, it seems like over the course of a long year, the guys who you thought you could count on at the beginning of the year are the guys we count on right now. And that's Jose Ramirez. And, other guys have stretches where they're playing well, but that we still have that one guy who you can count on when you need him, and then everybody else is just kind of hoping for.
Yeah.
But it's still a fun ride. There's still plenty of time. I'm not panicking or anything like that. Do they still have the best record in the American League?
They do.
I don't know. It's probably close.
They lost it to New York.
Pass them?
Yankees.
Oh, really?
Now. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So right now in the American League, Yankees are 75-53. The Orioles are 74-54. We are 73-54. And then you have the Twins and the Royals both at 71-56. And then in the West, leading the West right now is the Astros at 68-58.
So you're still in the mix. You're still right in the thick of things.
Probably get yeah. It'd just be nice just to win the division and just be, just solidify it. Don't let anything else happen. Now, the one thing that I do have to bring up, Bri, is our new pitcher that we just got that just came off of hip surgery and everything else. I think it's Alex Cobb, is on the 15-day DL right now because of a fractured nail, Bri. on his pitching hand. And the reason why this nail is fractured, Bry, is because it is the kind of pitch that he throws with his curveball. Well, as Lou Brown would say, Bry, screw the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. What is this guy doing? If it's hurting if it fractures your damn nail, what are you doing throwing that pitch anyways? Like, Bry, what the hell?
He's trying anything he can. He's clearly lost a step, and maybe that's what he thinks might give him an advantage. But you just hope we can get all these guys healthy for the stretch run and then into the playoffs. So if he misses 15 games, 15 games is 3 starts for a pitcher. So just get him right.
I just remember Harris, Bardol, Vagisil, Vaseline. Just, hey, doctor the ball if you got to. All right, Brian, we do have a whole bunch of Browns news to get to. We have got a list of stuff. First off, the big news that kind of hit was Mike Hall's fiance, wifey, whatever, recanted the events of that evening and still got to let the process play out. But Jesus, what a soap opera this is going to be.
So she had a gun pointed to her head and she misremembered. What, did she think she was dreaming or something?
I have no clue, Bry. Hey.
Or did she fear that her fiance might get cut and lose a giant payday? And so she retracted her statement.
Reckless speculation, Bry.
Well, that's the obvious thing, if I don't want to make light of the situation, but when I first heard that, I'm like, well, yeah, she's afraid she's going to lose out on a payday. So she's like, oh, no, we were fine. We were just arguing. Nothing bad happened.
Reckless speculation.
Well, and we don't want to talk about how the Browns have mishandled this he played most of the game this past week and he's been practicing and yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a PR nightmare, I would think, but they put their head down and they keep trotting him out there. And thank goodness he's not a quarterback or a wide receiver. He's just a defensive lineman to where he doesn't have to answer to the media every single day. So I guess, they play by different rules.
Justin asked, he goes, have you ever had a dream that you weren't sure if you were awake or asleep? Yeah, every morning when I'm driving into work.
All the time. Oh, for me, it's worse. I can't remember drunk moments or dreams. Like if I tie one on and I have too many, and I start thinking back, like, did that actually happen or was that a dream? And a lot of times unless my wife confirms it, I can't remember. Like, I hope I didn't do that.
Kind of like Dover Gardens.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that was a night. That was an afternoon that turned into a night that turned into a morning. So
I'm pretty sure that was a dream.
Yeah, right. It's like I don't know if I'm the only one, but deciphering between dreams and drunk moments, it gets tougher as I get older.
All right, so Brian, we talked about last week. We gave our concerns about what's going on with the Cleveland Browns right now. One of the big ones we both had on our list, number one, offensive line. Now, you were worried about the offensive tackle. We have more offensive tackles injured right now. They did show videos of Wills and Conklin right now training, but they're off to the side. They're not in pads. They're still not cleared to do stuff yet. But there's rumors now that Conklin might be playing left tackle for us, Bry, until Wills gets either set or anything of that nature. I mean, how do you feel about that news that came out about Conklin moving to the left tackle? And Bry, should we do something about this tackle situation right now? Because this isn't looking good going into the game against Dallas.
Yeah, it's hard to know, with what these guys' health is. I've always said, like, hey, we have 3 pretty good tackles. We got to find a way. It seems stupid to have Jack Conklin sitting on the bench as a backup to DeJuan Jones or vice versa, and then just have a 5th string left tackle. Like, you have a perfectly good tackle sitting the bench, just throw him in there. Even if he's not as good as he is on the right side, on the left, at least he's a comparable guy who can get the job done. So yeah, I'm happy to hear about that. But yeah, I kind of trust the Browns, and maybe I shouldn't because they haven't always been 100% open and honest with their injury reports. But I would think if they had a feeling that Conklin or Wills or both of them wouldn't be ready for week 1, that they would have made a move by now, because you could give up a 5th round pick or something, or there's veterans out there. David Bakhtiari, I think, is still out there. Older guys, but you only need maybe 1 or 2 or 3 games out of them. So you would think that they would be making moves if they were truly concerned that you would have DeJuan Jones and nobody else. So yeah, I would, and they have made smaller moves. This Okafor, I think they brought in, who I think he's had experience with the Browns. But yeah, I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't be making moves if they really thought that Wills and Conklin would both be out for week 1. So that's where my faith is now. I don't know. Maybe I'll look like an idiot come week 1, but I would think the Browns would look like idiots if they just stand pat and they throw out a 5th string tackle there to play left tackle against Micah Parsons. Could be really bad.
It could be very bad. Also, Saturday night, Seattle, 10 p.m. kickoff for us here in Cleveland, which, Jesus, Brian, it's been a while since feels like the Guardians are out on the West Coast playing at Seattle, getting a 10 o'clock kickoff. But Justin brought up a great point. Supposedly we're going to get a unveiling of Deshaun Watson this game. But now with the tackles injured and you're on your 7th and 8th tackle that you brought in. And then also now, and I do have to put it up with the drink. Drink Brian, Massage Boy's arm being sore and not playing this weekend. Why, as the Browns, you would come out with a sore arm and you're sitting out? I understand you have days off, you need a sore. That is the wrong thing. You could just say, hey, he needed a day off. He's been working hard. Don't come out and say it's a sore arm, and especially his throwing arm that he just had surgery on. You want to talk about hitting a fucking panic mode, Bri. That is like red alert over here for Browns fans. I mean, how did you feel when you heard that news today?
I was fine with it. I didn't. No. So we started the week by having a discussion. Hey, the Browns have all these tackles that are down. Are you sure you really want to have Deshaun Watson play this weekend? And people are like, it's not worth it for him to play. Now the people that hate Deshaun Watson, they want to see him out there because they want to see him struggle so they can call up and criticize him. And really, everyone's saying he's got to play, so he goes out there and plays 2 series. I don't think that's really going to affect your home opener. So I would like to see him out there for my own personal entertainment, to be honest, but is it really worth the risk? So, with these backup tackles, what did you say, 7th, 8th string tackles, whatever we're on now, do you really want to trust your franchise quarterback's health to these backup offensive tackles? I don't think I do. So the Browns can't come out and just say, hey, this guy's special. We're worried about him getting hurt because these guys suck. So we're just going to hold him out. No, they can't say that. I mean, they could, but very rarely do they tell it like it is. Arm soreness, that's easy. I have back soreness 5 days a week. I have knee soreness 3 days a week.
You could have done the best thing and just said, well, he's got back spasms. It's worked in the NBA for decades.
So you're worried about how they massage. What does it really matter? Back spasms, arm soreness, hip soreness,
I don't know. Maybe
ear,
because he just had surgery on his arm, and the last time we heard that he had arm soreness, they took him out and said, hey, guess what? He's done for the year. When we thought it was just a little shoulder strain.
It's just fans overreacting. What does it matter? I mean, I understand the panic, but I'm not panicking. Arm soreness, that's very general. You don't think the Browns have been watching his every single throw? Do you think they're dumb enough to overwork this guy to where he can actually get to arm soreness?
Brian, I get what you're saying about the arm soreness. I get what you're saying. But what I am saying is last year, they're like, oh, Deshaun's day to day. Just strained shoulder. It's fine. Everything's fine. Next thing you know, his shoulder is destroyed and he's having surgery. So if it is just arm soreness and it's just like, hey, he's fine. Just say, hey, I got back spasms. He's got a tight ankle. He has a little bit of a sprained ankle. Like, don't go to his arm that we know that was surgically repaired. Like, you could have done anything else on that body except the arm.
But it's more about how you're interpreting it. It doesn't matter what the Browns say. The Browns could, like I said, the Browns could say his foot was jammed up his ass. What does it matter? I mean, it's all about how you're and I understand what you're saying. You have PTSD from last year, and you hear a little thing about a throwing arm, and you go to, well, he's not playing against Dallas. Well, he might have to sit out a month. Yeah, I understand why you're going there, but it doesn't mean that's what's going on here. Well, let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down.
Right.
He's fine. We have 2 weeks before Dallas. He doesn't need to play. I don't want to, some people want to see him out there, and I understand that. And some people are convinced like they think he's just going to practice and he's playing checkers and chess and rolling dice all day, and he doesn't play football. Like, he has to go out and play these 2 preseason drives so he can get ready for Dallas. He plays football 3 hours a day, 6 days a week or whatever. I'm not 2 drives. It helps the fans feel better. But in the big picture, it really does not matter. And yeah, maybe if he was playing every single preseason game like Patrick Mahomes and playing a quarter every single preseason game, yeah, that probably would prepare him a little more for Dallas. But again, what's the risk? The risk is losing him for the entire season, and then playing Jameis Winston, which we won't get into backup quarterbacks versus Deshaun Watson because there's a lot of strong feelings on that end. But yeah, to me, just get me to Dallas healthy, and then I'll deal with whatever we have to deal with. We're a little stale to start out. Okay, at least we're healthy. To me, that's the Deshaun Watson stuff is going to get the headlines because he's a lightning rod. Anything he does, people are going to come out and just thrash him for it. The bigger concern for me is Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward, that's a huge. This could, again, we talked about it last preseason about his career being in jeopardy. And then what do you know? It happens again this preseason. And again, his career is in jeopardy. I mean, I think he's going to play this season, but eventually you have to start looking at like, man, if he gets 2 more concussions, we might not be able to count on him at all. So I think the Browns have to have discussions about, what do we do here? And he's an Ohio State guy, so don't think that I have any hate towards him. I love Denzel Ward. I pray that he never has another concussion his pro career, and I pray that he plays 10 more years for the Browns because he's a great player. But I mean, the human element, just what we know with CTE and everything, it's very, very scary. And you could certainly understand if he decides to call it a career at his young age. And then where does that leave the team? So to me, the Deshaun Watson stuff, everyone's going to want to talk about because it's very polarizing. But Denzel Ward, yeah, that's a scary situation. We don't know for sure if we're going to have him against Dallas. Concussions, nobody really knows how long you're going to be out for. So thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
I mean, that's 5 and 7 years, Bri. Like that's some crazy. And when they actually came out today and said it, like, well, I guess it was yesterday. Like you sat there and thought about it, and they showed the play where he kind of went off. Like, Bri, he just made a tackle. That's all it was. It was a slant. He made a tackle. Guy fell on top of him. He was still wearing the Guardian hat when it happened. And then they're like, well, he's in concussion protocol, but we don't think it's a concussion. And then, dude, it's your 5th concussion. And it's, for one, personal level, it's scary. And if you've never had a concussion, they are not fun. You do not feel right for days afterwards. between nausea, puking, headaches, everything else, bright lights, you name it. I've had one. I mean, Bri, of course, you and I do this show together. I'm pretty sure that we have a concussion every night when we go to bed after this show. But like you said, man, it's a scary thing, especially with CTE and everything else. And having 5 and 7 years, like, what if the next one's like this last one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to start talking hard with your family after 5 and be like, all right, guys, I do love this game, but kind of want to hold my kids at the end of this.
Yeah, those are my thoughts with Denzel Ward, and I think that's a bigger issue than Deshaun Watson. But I didn't mean to take you off the Deshaun Watson point. So if you have thoughts for that, go for it.
No. I just thought that, and you talked me off the ledge a little bit, Bri, but you sat there and you said, well, you're kind of living in your fears because of what happened last year. Bri, this has been going on years for the Browns. I mean, it started with Baker and his shoulder problems, and then we got Deshaun and his shoulder problems. And knowing what that shoulder surgery was for Deshaun Watson, like, yeah, I'm kind of like a little step back right now going, why would you come out with arm soreness? Like, I understand you're going to have sore arms. You're going to have muscle sore everywhere else. But, like, that's what you're going to go with instead of saying these tackles suck. I know you're not going to say these tackles suck. I get that. But you could have just doctored it up a whole different way of like, well, we're just giving – it's his day off. Like, Batonio's had days off. Like, Batonio's on a veteran thing. Like, hey, he's our franchise quarterback. He's getting a day off. We're just going to leave it at that. He's getting a day off. Don't have to say anything about arm soreness, anything of that nature, because it is, for me and other fans, it is a panic mode because, Bri, we need this season to go well with Deshaun. We really do need this season to go well with Deshaun because this is our make or break season, especially with the contract and everything.
This is a make or break season for the team, Deshaun included. I mean, I was thinking the other day, like, you start thinking about the Browns this time next year with the Browns, what we might be facing. I mean, we just talked Denzel Ward, so he's not guaranteed, to play another month. You hope he does, but he's not guaranteed. He's one big hit again from missing significant time and maybe career being over. Denzel Ward, you got Amari Cooper. We don't know where he's going to be this time next year. Joel Bitonio could be facing retirement. Nick Chubb, who knows where he's going to be. Jack Conklin's getting up there in age. It's scary to think about, all the guys that have been staples of this franchise that aren't really guaranteed anything after this year. So the Browns have to push their chips all the way in. And that's kind of why I'm maybe a little surprised why you don't try to make a move for another tackle, even if he just sits the bench the entire year, just to give you that peace of mind, because Deshaun, this offense hitting its stride, it's so important, and we can't have one injury derail the entire offense. So I think they need to have insurance policies on several different positions, and just if one guy goes down, you feel good about their backup rather than trying to work guys out midweek and hoping that they can start on Sunday.
Yeah, and also, like, Brian, and I know that we had a little fun game, and we might play that game next week. But huge loss that Bill Callahan is for this too. Like, I know a lot of people have respect for Andy Dickerson and everything else, but like Brian, I think this is a blow that Callahan's not here to kind of, because I mean, look what he did with the backups that were in last year. Like, I mean, do we trust in the process and say, hey, everything's going to be fine? Because for me, this offensive line does not look fine. And I know it's preseason, Bri, but I have, like, the concerns of this offensive line have skyrocketed for me. And not like a little bit skyrocketed, like, I mean, proportionate skyrocketed, because this, I think, is our biggest question mark of the year, is this offensive line now with health and everything else.
Well, yeah, just because it affects the whole offense, and we've been so spoiled over the last however many years with Bill Callahan, and even going back to the Joe Thomas days with a pretty good offensive line. And so If your offensive line is banged up, if your offensive line is suspect, if your offensive line is inexperienced, that affects your quarterback. Doesn't have time to throw. That affects our running game. That's one thing I don't know. I can't remember if Nick Chubb has had a whole lot of success without Bill Callahan. Has he ever played a full season without Bill Callahan as the offensive line coach? I don't know.
Hold on. Was he here? Was Bill Callahan here with Freddie?
I don't know.
Because
I'm not sure.
Wasn't Chubb here with Freddie?
Chubb was drafted the same year as Baker. So yeah. So it was that first year with Hugh Jackson, and then Greg Williams, and then Freddie was the second year. Yeah. So I don't know if Bill Callahan's been kept over through all the regimes, but yeah, you can't help but ask yourself, well, is our success in the running game? Now we know Nick Chubb is special, and he's had a great career up to this point, and if he doesn't run again, he'll still be a Browns all-time great. But you can't help but wonder, A, about the injury, obviously, but then B, about the success in our running game. Is that because Nick Chubb is really next level elite, or is that because this running system, you look at the Kyle Shanahan running system, and they seem to have any running back they plug in there has a lot of success. So yeah, we'll find out this year whether it's a lot to do with Nick Chubb or maybe some to do with the running system that Bill Callahan was running.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Man, I'm just ready for regular season football to start, Bri. I really am. And speaking of regular season football, Bri, college football starts this weekend, brother.
Right.
Florida State and Georgia Tech. Noon
kickoff. Do you know who Florida State's quarterback is?
Have not a clue.
DJ Uiagalelei.
He went out of Maryland.
Oh no, he was at Clemson, and then he went to Oregon State, and now he's at Florida State. So he's kind of been all over from coast to coast.
Hey, enjoy it, bud. Enjoy that coast to coast action, especially at Florida State, where they got high expectations this year. They're ranked like 10th right now, right?
Something like that. Yeah, 10th. And then Notre Dame, I think it's ranked 6th, plays Georgia Tech, if I'm not mistaken, over in Ireland. Or does Florida State play Georgia Tech?
Florida State plays Georgia Tech this weekend.
Okay, so Notre Dame plays somebody else.
Okay. Oh, hey, I'm just happy college football's back, buddy. Football's back, full strength. But you know what else is back, Bri? Perfect segue into our Fat Boy Thursday.
Yep.
School is back, Bri. Let's play our Fat Boy Thursday and let's talk some school lunches.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Thursday.
All right, so Brian, the reason why I brought up school lunches is because I got to pack school lunches every night for my kids to go to school. And I started getting nostalgic with everything else. And Brian, I brought up, what was your favorite school lunch as a kid? And we definitely got a lot of feedback. We had one of our comments, Adam on Facebook, had Sloppy Joe's. Beth from City Dogs had the square pizza plus peanut butter bars. Do you remember peanut butter bars?
No, I don't think so.
She tried to explain them to me. She said they're like open-faced Buckeyes.
Oh, that sounds phenomenal, if that's what they are.
We also had Justin chimed in with his chocolate milk. Dude, there was nothing like getting the chocolate milk right out of the carton. Yeah, chocolate milk. And then we also had a Mexican pizza came on our feed.
Yep,
so we've had a lot. So, Brian, when you were going to school, what was a couple things that you were looking forward to for school lunches?
Well, it makes me feel old now, knowing what prices are now. But I remember you could get like a little baggie of French fries for like 75 cents. You could get a lunch for like $2 or maybe $2.50. Yeah. So, but sometimes you get they always had hot dogs and fries, or like this really thin hamburger and fries where I went to school in middle school. But they also had I think of the fudge rounds. Fudge rounds were
Oh
like
yeah.
25 cents. Fudge
Hell
rounds
yeah.
and oatmeal cream pies, 25 cents. If you could find another dime, you step up and get the zebra cakes for 35 cents. So those kind of snacks kind of jump out to me. I can't really remember getting ice cream a whole lot, but I think we did have some. But when you mention school lunches, what I think of first and foremost, we had these things called cheesy dippers, and they're
Shut up.
basically they're
Go ahead.
breadsticks with cheese melted on top of the breadsticks, and then you had it was like a meat sauce, like for spaghetti meat sauce that you just dunk it in and eat it. And it's very simple. I haven't had it since probably 10th grade, but man, when it would come along maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, and every time it did, there'd be a long, long line for those.
Shit, man, that sounds delicious.
It was
Like
good,
I remember this, the square school pizzas, which were phenomenal.
right?
We had another big one for us, and I've said it on here before. Tater tot casserole was always a big one for us. I also remember we used to have what we called so you had your lunch line, and then it was a snack line, but they had salads and stuff in there. Like you can make a salad and things of that nature. Now, Brian, do you remember the old school days of the vending machines in the school? Like we had a Fruitopia machine. You remember Fruitopia?
Sounds very familiar. I don't remember what it is, but I know I've heard that name before.
Yeah, so it was it's like a fruit drink. So it was kind of like you would get like lemonade, but they had different flavors.
Like a Snapple?
Almost like a Snapple, but it was was different. But then also like our school was Coke, so we always had like Powerade and all that kind of stuff in there. So
right. All Sport. Did you ever have All Sport?
All Sport was
awesome. Love All Sport. Yep.
We used to actually get it in the powder. That used to be our drink for weigh matches. You get the powder and mix it in the old school jug. Hell yeah. Justice said, remember in junior high, the milk mix. Yeah, we did have a milkshake machine in junior high.
Oh, no way. That sounds great.
Oh, yeah. But like you always got, like when you went through the line, you always had your tray, and it was also, cut out sections, and you would get your meat and vegetables. So you would get like your whatever it was, Salisbury steak, whatever it was that day. Then you get like a scoop of green beans, a scoop of fruit, and then like a snack, and then a milk or chocolate milk or whatever you wanted. And I just remember going through and getting those trays and be like, all right, I need 2 chocolate milks. I remember kids, heavyweight wrestlers, getting double lunches, paying $2 extra to get 2 lunches. Justin said it was not as healthy as Snapple, not even close as healthy.
Oh, a lot of sugar, huh?
Oh man, it was through the roof, through the roof. But the reason why I brought it up is because, like, my kids, they don't have lunch at school, so we have to pack lunches for them at school. So, like Charlie is a peanut butter and jelly man, and we have some chips, and we always pack a fruit and that kind of stuff. Alexander loves turkey, ham, any kind of sandwich like that. We try to change it up. They have snacks throughout the day. But like I told my wife, I'm like, I've never been to a school that didn't have a school lunch. And like it always seems weird to me that you got to pack your kids' lunches, which is fine. I don't care. I love packing the kids' lunches. It's one of my favorite things to do because it's a bonding time for me and the kids. Mm-hmm. But if now the other thing is Brian with school, and this is right up your alley. Always got to bring an apple into the teacher, and knowing about apples, brother, you are all about apples. Your whole family has apples. Did you get apples?
Oh, yeah.
Because did you guys have like a fruit bowl that you would grab like bananas, oranges, apples that you could get at your school lunch?
Hang on. You go for a minute.
We lost the earbuds?
Yeah. Can you hear me still?
I can definitely hear you still. We're still good. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yep, a little bit. Yeah, I can't recall. I mean, obviously, whenever I needed to do a little extra sucking up, I bring in an apple or here or there. But I don't recall doing it a whole lot. But definitely was promoting Mapleside big time growing up. Elementary school, even middle school, just like, hey, if you like this, go get some up in Brunswick.
If anybody else is in here has some school lunches that they liked, throw it in here. I know there was a whole bunch. You'd always get chocolate chip cookies or oatmeal raisin cookies all the time. We would get those part of the snack line too. They were like 25 cents a cookie. Couldn't go wrong with that. But hit us up on all of our socials if you got a school lunch that you remembered that you liked a lot. And we'll kind of shoot it out next week. Brian, let's get into our top three because you're losing your earbuds and everything.
I got you.
So our top three, as I play the sounder. All right, so Chris chimed in. He said Tristan is actually speaking up. My nephew says he likes bacon cheeseburgers at his school.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's another one I forgot, pizza burgers. Oh,
Ooh.
Bri. Gavin likes nugs. Here's another one. Oh, you can't go wrong with school nugs with the Superman sauce.
I don't recall. I mean, I love chicken nuggets, but I can't recall us having great ones.
Hey, it's to each their own, Bri. I just remember the Superman sauce. A little mustard, a little ketchup, a little Louisiana hot sauce, mix it all together.
You made it yourself?
Yeah, it's cool. You just squirt, mix. That's what we used to call Superman
Ketchup,
sauce.
mustard, and hot sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I'd try it.
All right, so our top three, we started talking about last week when we were talking Olympics and everything else, Bri. And we wanted to bring up some nostalgia video games that you used to play. All right, so Brian, I will go first with mine. Number three for me, I have two. I have Contra and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, I used to play that a lot. I love that. All right,
Yeah.
Number two for me, Double Dribble.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
and number one, and I think every kid around our age, it was like a Mortal Kombat. As soon as you got the cheat codes, anything else, trying to get the flawless victories and all the hidden gems that they had, Mortal Kombat was my number one. Brian, what about you?
It's my brother used to love, be obsessed with Mortal Kombat. I think he even went as one of the characters for Halloween. So we had Mortal Kombat, and we also had a game. Shaquille O'Neal had a fighting game called Shaq Fu.
I remember Shaq Fu.
You remember this?
Yes.
And so my dad saw us playing Shaq Fu one time, and he thought it was way too violent, so he took it away from us. But little did he know we also had Mortal Kombat that we were playing all the time.
With blood shooting out of their face every time you
Yeah,
punch
so
them.
we're okay. Take Shaq Fu, whatever. Let's just pop in 3 Mortal Kombats. Yeah, Shaq Fu. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So when you brought up Mortal Kombat, I thought of that story. That was
that's
hilarious.
great.
I got 3. And I tried to. I mentioned some last week, but I tried to space it out a little bit and just think of ones that we loved. Donkey Kong Country is my number 3.
Oh, that's a great one.
Just stayed up all hours of the night. We used to have so me and my brother and my cousins Adam and David, we were in this golf league, this junior golf league on Tuesday mornings, and so we used to have a sleepover Monday night, and we would just stay up literally all night long and play video games. And roll in, being up 24 straight hours and just having no sleep and just playing terrible golf and just going home and crashing. So we used to play a lot of Donkey Kong there. And then my number 2 is Super Tecmo Bowl.
Oh God, yes.
All-time classic.
Yes.
For anybody 30 and over, 35 and
Bo
over,
Jackson.
maybe even.
Bo Jackson all day.
Right. Before Madden took over the world and took over, became a monopoly for NFL football, there was a Super Tecmo Bowl. We had hours and hours and hours into that. So that's my number 2. My number 1, I wasn't even that good at it, but we logged so many hours and had so much fun. You playing with 3 other friends, GoldenEye. Just
There it is.
oh,
Yeah, it is.
absolute classic. You can play with your friends and lose hours upon hours, and just light each other up. And you get in real fights because of GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how come you keep placing proximity mines there? How come you keep going after me? That's not fair that you're kneeling and chopping people. Like, you can't be Oddjob. Like, all sorts of like, I'm not talking to you for days because you're a jerk.
As soon as you found out where they teleported that all the time, that was the
Oh, yeah.
proximity mines right there. Just load them up and just sit back and watch.
Yep. As soon as you pop up, doo and the screen goes red, and then you're dead again.
Oh my God! Here we
Yeah,
go.
no odd
Justin said
job. Yep,
no
that was a
odd
rule.
job.
That was a legit rule.
All right, so we got Justin in here with Legend of Zelda NBA Jam. Great NBA.
Right.
And Bill
for sure.
Lambier's Combat Basketball. Justin, you and I logged
I
some.
don't know that one. That sounds great.
Bro, you have got to find that gem. That thing is amazing. You want to talk about anything goes. That was the game that anything goes. All right.
I had a cousin, my cousin Mike had a game. And it seemed like, because I don't know if Double Dribble you could fight or not, but there was also a game called Arch Rivals. It was a basketball game. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Where you could just beat the hell out of each other.
All right. Chris chimed in, said Mortal Kombat, GoldenEye, and Mario Kart. Yeah, you could definitely have some Mario Kart
for sure.
Jocelyn said Super Mario Brothers with Yoshi, because that was her nickname growing up. And she also said Sonic. Sonic was a great. Oh my God, okay, Brian. I do have to bring up a game that now that my sister said that we had a Sega at my mom's house. All right. Do you remember Echo the Dolphin?
Very vaguely. It sounds familiar. Was it a Sega game?
It was a Sega game that drove me absolutely insane one year. And the other one was Aladdin. Do you remember playing Aladdin?
No, I don't.
Oh
Again, like I've heard of it. I think I never had Sega Genesis. I have friends that did, but I never really got into it much.
Yeah, like I had like one of my favorite. Now we're getting into games now, but one of my favorites. We had PGA Tour Golf 3 on Sega, and Davis Love III is the person I would pick all the time. And Chris said he played Aladdin. That Aladdin game was evil. But yeah, the Echo game, you could only get to like a certain point in that game, and then you couldn't go any further. Like we couldn't figure it out for the life of us. Like I spent weeks trying to get past this level, and nobody could figure out what it was. Like we couldn't figure out how to get past it. Anything. That game was just. Justice said Pitfall. Oh yeah,
yep.
Kicking old school there.
I got a cousin that had that.
All right.
My brother, we used to always play Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball also.
Yes.
Which was so awesome because the Indians were great in that game.
Oh, yeah.
So were the Mariners. Jay Buhner was gigantic. But we used to spend like hours. If you like throw and get hit by a pitch, like, I don't know, 70 times in a row or something like that, eventually they would charge the mound.
Yes.
But you would have to do it so many times in a row before they would do that. And we just thought that was the coolest thing. And then we'd be like, all right, shut it off. We're done. That was cool.
One last one. Me and my cousin used to play a baseball game, and it was like a home run derby, but it was different parks. So you had like a farm, a construction site, all this other stuff, and you would get points for certain things that you would hit with a home run. So if you hit like a worker, it was like 500 points. If you hit like the bull out in right field, it was 1,000 points. And I can't remember for the life of me what it was. It was on PlayStation, and we used.
That's all the game was Home Run Derby.
That's what we played all the time. We didn't care about anything else.
Oh,
and that's what we played because you just try to get as much points as possible by hitting stuff.
Kind of sounds familiar.
Okay, let's see here. Chris said Duck Hunter. Here they all come.
Yep.
I wonder if Chris stood about 2 inches away from the TV like everybody else did in Duck Hunter.
Did I? Yep.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time.
Mm-hmm.
Some great games we had growing up, Brian. Some great games. All right, let's finish out the show, bud. Let's do the trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. We do have Jazzy, bring up a beautiful picture of her again. Please go adopt. And also $21 adoptions all weekend. So please go adopt a dog from City Dogs Cleveland. Now, Brian, you asked me to name 4 quarterbacks. We took Patrick Mahomes off of it that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady had in their top 4. Okay. And then there's a 5th as a bonus. So I already said Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 3, Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Number 4, Dak Prescott.
Not that. Nope.
Ooh. NFC or AFC?
AFC.
God, it's not Trevor Lawrence, is it?
Mm-mm.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Herbert?
20s. Younger than 28, probably.
Herbert?
Nope. I will give you points, though. That was Peyton Manning's 5th one. That was his bonus. So he had Justin Herbert in his top 5. But Tom Brady did not mention Justin Herbert.
Oh, let's see here. Tua?
Nope, you're overthinking it.
Why am I overthinking it? Who the hell am I forgetting?
You're forgetting somebody who was hurt pretty much all last year.
Oh, my God. If you say Deshaun Watson,
No.
I'm going to flip this table.
No.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Yep.
Okay. There it was. I'm definitely overthinking it. Jesus
So
God.
just think of all 5 in the AFC. Like the Brown, I feel like I did with the Cavs in 2017 and 2018. Like the Browns finally have their best team, maybe of my lifetime, or at least of the last 20 years. And the AFC is just freaking loaded.
The
And
AFC's Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, right. Like the Golden State Warriors. I mean, other than Justin, nobody's gonna argue that the Warriors are probably the best team of all time. I mean, I don't know if they sweep the '90s Bulls, but they probably win in 5 games against the '90s Bulls because the Bulls couldn't score with the Warriors.
Jesus God,
so
Brian, you're just
Kevin
going dark.
Like it was just unfair. And so yeah, that's what the Cavs ran into when they had their best team ever. And now the Browns have one of their best teams ever, and AFC is just locked and loaded. So,
all right, we got to end this. We got to end this show before Justin starts throwing in comments about the '90s Bulls that I'm gonna have to put up here.
There ain't no debate there. The Golden State Warriors. I mean, as much as I hate the Warriors, I don't want to say nice things about the Warriors, but there's no way the Bulls could score with them.
Yeah,
no way.
I get you. All right, brother. Well, Justin said he goes, "I'm being good." Is it because we're doing the draft on Tuesday? Is that why you're?
I mean, unless Jordan's going to score 70 a night or 80 a night, I don't think they have a chance.
All right. Well, we will clip that and put that on our YouTube shorts and everything else that we got going on. All right, Brian, we're here at the end of our show. We want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do. Please go help out a City Dog. And if you want to play pool in the APA, please get a hold of us here at Ham Illegal. We'll get you a hold of Harold. Bri, God bless them.
God bless you. God bless America.
We are Legal Ham of the Face. Go follow us on @Ham Illegal and all our socials and give us a like, subscribe, and follow. And like we say at every show, we are definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next Thursday.